Hello, good evening. This is Diecast. I hope you're all doing well. I thought I'd do something a little bit different this evening. I was out and about today and I found this very cool majorette Volkswagen Beetle in, well, it's a pink. Not usually my colour, but I just thought it looked cool with a surfboard and all that good stuff. So I thought, well, I'm going to unbox this, and whilst I'm at it, I might just show some other Volkswagens from majorette. Actual fact, I think I've got a couple of them. If we look on the back, I think I've got at least 1, 2, 3. Well, I can probably at least complete 4 of them from this set now. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So we're unboxing this and just taking a look at a few Volkswagens. So anyway, without further ado, let's get this opened up. So, as mentioned before, I think I've mentioned this before, they do come with this little card, which I'm going to try and pop out. So obviously it has the artwork of the car, which is quite nicely done. You have to excuse my son shouting in the background. And then you've got the stats of the car there, so just like 4 cylinders, horsepower 30, which is not a lot, all that good stuff. You can pause and read it if you must, but yeah, pretty cool. Let's take a look at the car. So it looks like it's based on, I should imagine, the 60s earlier Beetle, because of the shape of the window. But yeah, it's pretty cool. As the opening, I know you guys in the States call it a trunk, but we call it the boot. But I suppose you could call it the frunk. I suppose that's what they call it. Trunk, front, whatever. I don't know. But it does open and close, which is pretty cool. You've got lens lights, which are part of the screen, which is a cool idea. You've got that awesome window shape there for the, like I said, they had all. Try to think now. I think the earlier Beetles, I think they had like a split rear window with like a kidney shape, if I remember rightly. And then it went to this shape. But I've got a few more Beetles here to show anyway, which do sort of give a better example. It does look like this quite large surfboard does come off, and you could obviously, I suppose you could display it, or if I don't drop it, let's try and have a little look. You could display it if it will stand up, or maybe you could stand it against the car or not. I don't know. Maybe we'll try it like that. But it's pretty cool. Will it fit that way? That's probably better. Which way was it on there? I can't remember now. But it is interchangeable. I'm just fiddling about. Yeah, it don't. I've got it. It was right the first time. So I'm trying to do it through the viewfinder. But yeah, usual majorette, loads of suspension. It is a good roller. This car wasn't expensive. I paid £3 for it at Sainsbury's, my local Sainsbury's. And like I said before, majorette, you definitely get good bang for buck. You always get painted in rear lights. Obviously, excuse me, the front lights are usually always parts of the screen. You get an opening part as well, which on this, in a real car, the fuel tank would be there, which it does seem to have that sort of look. But it's a cool piece. Like I said, I'm not usually a pink guy. It's nothing wrong with pink. It's just me. I'm just not particularly a big pink. But it works with this car. Now, I have got many versions. I've got a couple of versions of this Beetle, but they're all packed away, unfortunately. And it's just, I've got to move so much to get out. But I've got a green one with a trailer. I've got another green one without the trailer. I've got quite a few, but this is awesome. Like this. So, like I said, that was today's find. I wasn't planning to find it, but that's the best sort of finds when you don't plan. But anyway, as we did see on that set, so I'm going to look on the back again. So I've got this type 2, I believe. Is it type 2 or is it type 3? No, it's type 3, I stand corrected, which is from the same set. So that was on the back of that card. So excuse the sniffing, my allergies are playing up. But again, great piece. Wasn't expensive. You can see what looks like to be, you can can see the rear seat there. You can see what it looks like. I presume it's a camping stove. The steering wheel is not a solid lump, which is always cool. You have got lots of suspension. And this is like a high top. Now this does slide backwards, but I haven't got very long now. There you go. So it does go back, which is pretty cool. And I've mentioned this before, majorette, people do complain about their wheels, and the wheels are all right on this. Excuse me, the wheels are all right, but I do like this piece. It is cool in the orange, nice clear, very clear windows, actual fact, as you can see my finger there. But anyway, big toe itch, but it is a cool piece. Like I said, these are expensive. They work out at about £3 a go. So the next car that was on there is this. This is a Type 1 split screen. I suppose this is trying to think what they call it. I know it's a crew cab. It just says on the box Volkswagen T1, but again, awesome, very nice plain casting. But these wheels are a lot better. These are sort of Fuchs design, which they used to put on the old Porsches, which do look good on these trucks. Got some flames down the side. The luggage does come off, so you might be able to slip a surfboard in there, I suppose. But I quite like it with the luggage on. Again, lens lights. And again, that majorette suspension. Loads of majorette suspensions. Always awesome. Majorette was known for back in the day. I've got quite a few vintage majorette here, which I will show at some point again. I do quite like majorette. I've got a lot of majorette here. In fact, modern and vintage. And they've always had awesome suspension, even back in the day, back in the sort of early 70s. They were like this. So they got a very similar base, except the difference is they were metal, but they did have that spring that ran down and ran around the wheels. But yeah, very cool. But anyway, the next piece that was on that box, I'm just having a little look, is this. And now this one again is another Type 1, I believe. And again, it is another crew cab. And this one this time has a surfboard on the top, which I'm not going to remove, but I can. And you can see the casting's very similar. They've just stuck on this extra bit. And that allows it to have the drop side, which is awesome. And again, the same sort of wheels, which look great on these. And again, the same thing, lens lights, painted rears. They are just nice castings, they are. And again, loads of suspension. This thing would look awesome if it was lower, but I am not going to do anything with it. I may do. I might lower one of these days. Maybe this one, but I think I prefer this one. I quite like that opening side flap. I do quite like that. So that's piece number 4. So, like I was saying, I have 4 pieces now. That's was that Polo? No, it is a Golf. I don't have that one yet. And there's another one there, another Type 1. So cool, but because I got, as I was looking through the box to try and find these, I did also find this, which isn't from the same range, but is very similar to the one that is in the range. Again, has a removable surfboard. Try and pop it into place. And again, the back, and I think, can I get the back open on this? Bear with me, there we go, got it. So it has an opening back. Now these were classed as microbuses, I believe, back in the day. Let's see if it says anything on the bottom. As usual, is it upside down? No. Let's get some extra zoom on. Does it say official licensed product? Excuse me, I do apologise. Volkswagen T1 says a scale. No, but I'm sure they used to call these microbuses. But again, loads of suspension. And again, all nicely painted in. Again, headlights part of the glass. So very cool. And then, just because I could, these aren't obviously majorette related. I've got lots more. I could have sat here for most of the evening showing majorette Volkswagens, but I've been lazy and I couldn't be bothered to pull any more out. So I just pulled out what was to hand. Now this piece is a nice piece. This is probably my favourite shape of the Volkswagen camper. And this is a very nice piece from Schuco. And again, it is another Type 3. And it's a very weighty piece. And again, just very nicely done. Very nicely done. Again, I'm not sure if these are actual lens lights or if they are part of the screen. I should imagine these are actually proper inserted. Yeah, they're inserted details on this one. But it is an awesome piece. And there's the rear. I did stick that plate on because it didn't have a plate and I thought it needed a plate. And you might be able to see some of the interior. Just about make out a seat, but these are very nicely done. You can see the texture on the seats from Schuco. Very weighty, and it is quite a nice roller. So again, like I said, that is an awesome Type 3 from the same company, just because you've got this awesome. Now this should have the date on it. It's got a little bit of dust on it. I'm just going to wipe. Should have wiped it before, being lazy. But there it is from Schuco. And again, awesome piece. Got the massive hubcaps. Lensed rear. We get a bit of extra zoom on. Yeah, you can see the dust now. Lens rear. Lens front. This one's been sat in one of my cabinets. And it just says Schuco Volkswagen 1500 I believe, 1/64 scale, but I'm sure this is a 60s one, maybe late 60s because of the shape of the rear window. It could even be an early 70s, is in the actual real car, but nicely done from Schuco. And then the last piece, because like I said, I've if I did an actual Volkswagen, full-on Volkswagen showcase, like many of us, I'd be here all evening, but I thought, why not show a Matchbox? I have to show a vintage Matchbox. And this is pretty cool in the metallic-y burnt. Well, it is red, I suppose. But great little survivor car. In mint. But but you can't really class it as play worn. It is in really quite nice condition. So there you go, Matchbox series number 15, 1968, copyright Lesney Products. Production products. Volkswagen 1500 Saloon. Super fast. And again, it should have, yeah, loads of suspension. And obviously rolls very nicely. But anyway, that's tonight's video. I know, a bit random. I was going to keep it all majorette first. And my cars are all packed away safely, but I pack them away so safely that sometimes it's just getting them out is the problem. But let's get a bit of, there we go, and we'll pop these like this maybe, don't know, can you see them? But anyway, so please like, share, subscribe, stay tuned for more videos like this. Stay tuned for, and I've got to get this right because it's not Vintage Matchbox Mondays anymore, it's Vintage Diecast Monday is what I'm going to be calling it. So stay tuned for the first episode of Vintage Diecast Monday this Monday. I have got a very cool Matchbox piece to show, and again I've got some other related castings. And as I've said, so anybody that hasn't heard this, so from now on I'm going to be focusing more on my vintage cars as it's my more preferred choice to show. But I'm going to be showing on a Monday, every Monday, not only vintage Matchbox, but vintage Corgi, vintage Husky, a company called Britons. If I can come across it, I think I've got a line on somebody who's got some model cars called Britons, which is quite an interesting make. I may even do some I might even do some Dinky. I'm going to really mix it up a bit, you know, whatever I can get, because as much as I love Matchbox and it's my favourite brand, so to speak, or at least the vintage side of it is, I want to mix it up a little bit. I've really got into the whole Husky and Corgi thing at the minute, and as I'm starting to realise, there's not a lot of you out there that know a massive amount about it, or at least in the community that, you know, the diecast community that I'm part of. There's a few of you out there that do, but for the most part, a lot of people ain't seen it. They're older stuff anyway. I'm not on about the genuine and the normal Corgi, the sort of older, and the Husky. But anyway, I'm rambling on. So stay tuned for that, and obviously I'm still going to be doing challenge videos, and I'm still going to be showing premium pieces and all that good stuff, and giveaways and restorations. But anyway, with that, I'll see you all very soon. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a great night.